Good morning, everybody. We're here for our CTV update for Wednesday, June the 4th, 2025. A big packed agenda. It's a long video today because I have two interviews, important interviews, and we'll get to those in a minute. But first, gentlemen, oh, by the way, it's a nice day today. Little hazy from the wildfires. I noticed that last night. I was looking up and boy, we should be seeing sun, a clear blue sky, and all we're seeing is that haze. And I realize that the wildfires are hitting us. But after tomorrow, and I feel bad for the Thursday crowd, we're getting a rain tomorrow. All that rain's going to take those particles out of the air, and we'll be clear again for apparently. So, first and foremost, we had some people competing in Osprey this weekend in the National Golf League. While we didn't win, we competed. What happened?
We did compete, and you know what, John? So far, what I've heard from the four players, now just a reminder, we had Joey Gianmaria, Chris Hilliard, Ryan O'Neill, and Ian Arsenault all go off to the TPC Toronto at Osprey Valley. They were treated like golf royalty for the last couple of days. They all came down on the Friday. They were treated to a nice dinner. They played on Saturday. Conditions were pretty decent, actually. Even though it was raining here, they had a great time there. They did pretty well. I mean, it was a big field. I think they finished 14th and 16th, respectively, out of the whole field. So a very, very good showing from the Carleton teams. And the stories I've already heard from Golf Canada. Golf Canada reached out to me earlier, the people who run the NGL, and said, those Carleton guys had a lot of fun out there. So it sounds like they represented the club very well. So congratulations to both teams, and hopefully we'll see a few more teams qualify for next year.
Yeah. And qualifying for the NGL starts today for Men's League. It's Men's League members. If you're in Men's League, your scores for the next 6 weeks will be tabulated. You get the best 4 of 6 will count. It uses your Golf Canada handicap to do Stableford points, and at the end of 6 weeks, we'll have our qualifiers. So, good luck to everybody that qualified. We're allowed to send 3 teams this year. Earlier today, I had a really good interview with Joel Trickey. We talked a lot about a lot of things, and I'm just going to say that for now. And, well, here's the video. Morning, everybody. I'm here with Joel Trickey, our superintendent, and I've finally tracked him down to get a kind of a couple of things we're going to do this morning. We're going to talk about what we're standing behind here, the maintenance building, but first and foremost, Joel, welcome. We want to talk about the course. I can't say enough glowing things about how beautiful it is this year. I mean, we've been so lucky and so blessed not to get hardly any destruction on the course. Give us your impressions, how it wintered and where we are.
Well, it did winter well. When I say we wintered well, I say our greens wintered well.
Yeah.
They came through very well, and I think we're back to good putting conditions. The green speed is up now from what it was in the early spring, and that part of the golf course is great. We had some damage in our fairways. We did have some damage in our fairways, and with the spring we've had, they're slow to recover. You're seeing damaged areas out there, and they're slow, but they are coming now. Now, finally, we've got some warm weather coming, and it is picking up, and those areas will fill in. Yeah. But that's really, overall, we're in good shape, tees and greens and fairways. For the most part, fairways. The fairway I'm talking about, and it always comes to my mind, is number 1. It got hurt pretty hard, and but it's on the mend. It's coming back, but. When you're 3 degrees in the morning and near frost, it's tough to grow. So that's what we've experienced. We're just come out of that now. We're into some warmer weather, and it looks like you'll see some things really start to move now.
Oh, speaking of tough to grow, the rough doesn't seem to be tough to grow.
And I know
that is growing at an alarming rate. I can almost watch the grass grow there because I can hardly find my ball half the time.
Oddly enough, you're not the first person to mention that to me. So what you're going to find, what happens in the spring in areas that weren't damaged, it's a growth flush in May. It's just everything's coming out of winter and really growing hard. And so you're going to find that rough evening out. We're not cutting any different than we've done forever. It just seems really thick right now. But as you can see, almost today, you might find it's starting to thin out. The heat's coming up. The grass is not growing as hard. We're mowing it all the time, and that grass will thin out a little bit. And it won't be quite as difficult to get out. I know it's a challenge when it's wet and lush, and we had a lot of rain, and it's been cool, and it's hard, and it is a struggle, but it is going to get better. It is going to get better.
I know every once in a while we have a bad winter where it hurts our sprinklers, and I know you had some trouble
Yep,
with them.
we did.
Give us an update of where they are
Well,
now.
we had about 15, I don't know if it's 15 to 20
Wow.
breaks.
Wow.
But what happens with the sprinkler system is blowing out every fall, and that's every year we do that.
Yeah.
But this year, because we had no snow in December, and November, December, January, basically, the frost went very deep. And what happens when it goes deep in our wet soils, and most of the breaks happen on our wetter fairways, like 9 and 1 and a few and 3 and a few of the wetter fairways. When the frost goes that deep, and then it shifts, that pipe is immersed in ice.
Yeah.
And it moves, and the pipe doesn't move. And it snaps. So a lot of times it was broken bottom elbows on a swing joint down at the sprinkler.
Yeah.
And so it was one of those years. It was unfortunate, just lots of digging, and then we had a bunch of boys digging for probably 2 weeks straight. So that's been no fun for everybody, and it takes away from other things. But it's just one of those years, and there's nothing really. For the most part, out of 10 years, we have 9 that are good, and you have 1 that you're always going to have something. So it's just, that's part of the business, and it's just the way it is.
One thing I wanted to mention, the drainage on 9 is amazing.
Yes, it's really helped. It will grow in eventually. We're leaving that as a French drain, ground under repair right now, because to cover it would impede the drainage, and so we don't want to do that. But it has helped that side immensely. There's no doubt about it. There's no doubt about it.
Okay, now you did mention the greens.
Yeah.
I've been measuring the greens for our public. I have a stimp meter, half
Oh
stimp
dear,
meter.
that's
Yeah,
not a
so
good
last
thing.
last week and previous weeks is 7, 8. Yesterday I measured 9. They are getting quicker, and
Yes.
you are cutting them down.
Yes, they're down at their height. Now, with the way you measure, I'm not sure you're doing it correctly, so I'll have
Probably
to. I'm not sure I'm going to take your measurement as gospel.
Okay, so it's relative.
Yes,
okay,
for sure,
Okay,
for
so
sure.
this week it's rolling faster than it was last
Absolutely,
week.
and
it may not be the actual
Doesn't
stimp.
matter.
but
The number means nothing.
That's right.
The
that's
number
right.
means nothing.
It's just a relative. So, but
Yeah.
I'm just saying that
Yeah,
they are.
they are. We're down to height now. The problem we had was it was so cold, and it's just really hard to achieve any kind of playing conditions when the high of 8 and a low of below 0 or 1, and it was that way all spring. So we weren't getting we didn't have the vertidrain holes repair from the last fall's aeration when we aerated in May. So they were still there. Nothing had grown out, so to get your height down at that time, it just doesn't make sense. So we're down now, and we're rolling all the time again. So the green speed's going to come up.
Yeah. No,
definitely.
listen, Joel, we're not questioning it.
No,
We're
I just but it is a question people ask, and it's worth answering for sure.
Yeah. So, great update on the course. Okay. Now let's talk about this building here. Right. First of all, Joel, what is the history of the building? Is this original? The building, was it original from 63?
Part of this building is original. When I came here in 1996, this building was by John Donnelly Construction Company, retrofitted it.
Don.
He was involved in it. And so what happened when I got here, all the equipment was not here. It was all parked in the garage across the road, and they were redoing. So the offices got redone. The main maintenance garage stayed, and the cold storage was put on. The new cold storage was put on in '96. That's all new construction in '96. But the original building, the basic original building, is all '63.
Wow.
Which they had to put some stuff into it to bring it up to code, and so it's just this building, unfortunately, is it's outlived its use. It's time. It needs, for a facility such as Carleton, we need a newer facility. We can't. If you want to go into the specifics of what we need, we have an equipment garage. We can't, and as you can see behind me here, we can't get all our equipment in. There's not enough room for any machines. We have a 7'6" ceiling. You can't even get anything up in the air. So if you're trying to work on things, you're on the ground. And this day and age, there's not too many mechanics that want to lie on the ground. That's just not a reality anymore. And the fact that we can't get our equipment in because of the rollover protection ROPs on them are too high to get in the door. So we don't have the ability to get some of our machines in to work on them, and that's a very big limitation.
Okay. So, so this whole maintenance area.
Yes.
Okay, it has several parts to it.
Right.
Okay, you've just mentioned one, the maintenance area,
Yes.
which is very inadequate for what we need.
Yes.
There is another area over here. It looks like it's a storage area.
It is the storage. It's too small. It cannot house our equipment. Just as a note, we have to park our $150,000 sprayer outdoors in a lean-to because it cannot get into our storage.
Right.
That's not what we need to have.
Right.
And all of our tractors are out. Not all of our equipment can be stored inside, which is really what we need.
Okay, so, but that storage area
Yep.
is for basically, it doesn't have to be heated.
No, it's cold storage.
Cold storage,
Yep.
okay, so,
Yep.
so that's, the other thing we need offices.
We need offices, we need lunchroom, we need locker room, we should really need a boardroom for training purposes. We don't have any place my guys can sit down and go over training videos and stuff. The lunchroom is too small. We can't have all our staff sit down at once to have lunch. The locker room is too small. We don't have enough room. You don't have enough room to move around.
Right.
We have one bathroom in the facility, only one, and it houses our compressor. So it's not, the bathroom's fine, but it's just very, very small, and just the facilities are now inadequate to what we need here at Carleton.
Okay, so what I'm going to say is, we're going to show a complete video inside the building on June 10th at the town hall. I urge you all to come, take a look. This is a major decision we have to make and how we're going to do it. So please come and watch that video, but you're just getting a taste of it here, and you'll be able to see everything and why we're pushing for this particular project to go ahead. And I hope you enjoyed that. That was a good video there. And then I had the pleasure of talking with our club president, Michel Gosselin. And Michel has an important message, but first of all, this is your introduction to him. So we talked a little bit about that. Let's listen to his interview. Good morning, everyone. I'm here with our president, Michel Gosselin. Michel, welcome to CTV TV, and we're going to start the interview, Michel, because a lot of us may not know your background. Please, just tell us a bit about yourself, where you grew up, your family. Just let's get into that.
Okay. Well, first off, I'm a 8-year member at Carleton. I joined here when my wife and I moved in from Toronto. By my accent, you probably know that I'm not originally from Toronto. I'm a Quebecer. I used to live in Gatineau for a number of years, but prior to that, I was born and raised in Sherbrooke, in the Eastern Townships, and I'm a proud alumni of the Université de Sherbrooke. And years and years ago, I graduated from there and moved to Ottawa for a job in the federal government, and didn't look back for a few years until I retired. I actually worked in the government for 22 years in different leadership roles. Started off in human resources and labor relations. I was involved in workplace issues back then, and then went into management for a few years. I come from a family of entrepreneurs. My dad started a business when he was in his 30s. Unfortunately, he passed away at 47. That business is still working. So last year, when we celebrated our 60th year, I was fortunate enough to be at the business 60th anniversary in Sherbrooke, and it's still working, occupying 35 to 38 employees in Sherbrooke, and my nephew and nieces are now a third generation managing that business. So
That's fantastic.
my claim to fame was that the first day they opened the doors, I was walking in with him in 1963. So.
Oh, wow.
Anyway, so I come from that background. I studied in economics. I graduated in economics. So that's basically my background. I was really surprised to find this course when I moved here. I was looking for a place to play, and I was not in great shape. I had back issues and knee issues, but my doctor recommended I still swing the club, play a little bit, but take a cart. So I did for the first few years, was until my surgery. So basically, I'm now able to walk the course, which I enjoy. When I saw this course, I fell in love with it, and like a lot of other members, I think it's we value the quality of the course, and we value the quality of the friendships. And so this is to me was the key to joining the club 7 years ago when I for his visit in it.
Well, I was going to ask you how you came to Carleton, but you said 8 years ago. But listen, you must love the course because you got involved with the board, and now you're the president.
Yes,
You've got to love the course if you're willing to take on that role because, you know, I mean, you don't need to do this.
Yeah.
You don't need to take the problems of the world home with you every night.
And I tell people that ask me the question, why did I get involved? Well, I get involved because I realized that this course has benefited from years and years of volunteers.
Yeah.
And I think we realized that if it wasn't for the members that devote the time and effort in improving the course, improving the clubhouse here, working at removing tarps, at cleaning up the branches in the spring, at painting when we require, it wouldn't be what it is.
Yeah.
I think we try to keep our fees low so that people feel that it's a good value, but also it wouldn't be possible if we didn't have the volunteers. So since I can't do much of that physical work, I decided to volunteer my talent elsewhere. And I think joining the board first was just to be a board member, but ended up being the secretary for the first year and VP last year. So this year I accepted a 2-year stint as your president and try to leave it after 2 years better than when I took it on. So,
well, thank you very much for that. So let's get on to the major focus of the board this year. You guys have been meeting all winter, and you've set your aims and goals. What are some of your focuses for this year?
So what we've done, and every board does the same, and not inventing the wheel here, but we examined the strategic plan, which is a 2021-2026 strategic plan that the membership voted on back then, and we made sure that we could understand and appreciate what was expected, and then we developed priorities, and basically those priorities have been identified by categories, mainly starting with finance and audit, the greens, the golf playing, the marketing and sales, the women's committee, and the house and infrastructure, the very important house and infrastructure committee led by Jeff Hall. We then set for each committee or each category some priorities that the board set for itself, and we basically work with management to make these things happen. So at the town hall on next Monday, we will share with you the priorities we've set, but also importantly, give us an idea of where we're at in the progress towards these priorities.
Well, let's talk about the town hall. June 10th, we have a town hall.
June 9th.
Believe it, it's June 10th?
June 9th,
June 9th, sorry. It's next Tuesday.
next Monday.
Monday.
Yeah, next Monday night.
I'm so mixed up today.
That's
sorry.
okay.
Monday, June the 9th.
We'll have
What
friendly
time?
reminders.
Before I
7 o'clock.
try to screw that up too.
7 o'clock, John.
7 o'clock. I've been putting June 10th.
And you better be there.
I better be there, yeah. At 7 o'clock, I will be there to help out. We're having a town hall. It's kind of an important one. Normally town halls are, we'll give you, well, you're going to do your financial update, and we'll ask you about that in a minute. But this one's a special one. And why is that?
Well, like you said, every year we have at least one meeting, and it's usually in the fall. But also, years ago, so the membership requested that the board bring him an update early in the season. And so we've started a tradition to do a town hall, which is not a decision-making meeting. We don't take any votes there. We're basically going to present the update as to where we are for the first part of the season so far. Although it's early, we're just getting summer right now, so
Yeah.
summer weather at least. And what we typically do is present progress on our investments, progress on our finances, and we open it up for questions and answers. This year it's different, you're right. We have decided, and the previous board has decided, that a priority moving forward in the next few years will be to update our infrastructure. I think and I'm not trying to be negative or cast aspersions on the work of other previous management or previous boards, but circumstances made it so that we didn't have the money to invest, and our infrastructure has been neglected. We're talking about the clubhouse here for sure. We've done some updates, we've done some carpeting, we've done some painting, and this year we've invested in new windows. And I think you've made the point, seeing the new windows when in the spring when you came back, and I think people appreciate that. Now, we need to invest in another area right now, and it's our maintenance facility. Maintenance facility is where we house all of our equipment. Our employees gather in the morning when they arrive, and they have their luncheon as well. So, and it houses all of our important and expensive equipment that is used to mow, to maintain, to aerate, to spray when we need to spraying. So all of that is right now in a building that badly needs to be updated. Mm-hmm. Now, the experts tell us that we cannot repair it. We need to take it down and fix it. So we need to discuss this at the town hall. We'll present to you the options that we have. We have, unfortunately, we've been prudent in the last few years, frugal, I would say, more than prudent, and we've spent a little bit on our capital, but we've put away some money. We are at a point where we have a capital reserve that can be used for this, and also because of our increased revenues by new members and the like, and people spending more money at the club, thank you very much, we're able now to look at different options. Normally, we would say to the membership, we need to fund this through a loan, or we need to fund this through an assessment. It may come to partly that, but I think we can do this with a combination of things. And I task our treasurer, Gail Atwill, as well as our VP, Luc Plesseau, with a subcommittee looking into the financing of that. But more importantly, at the end of the year, we need to renew our mortgage. That's another important thing that we have to do this year. At the December 31st, our mortgage becomes due. We successfully took it from 1.5 million it was 5 years ago down to 1 million coming at the end of 2025. So we've done well. Oh. And now we need to look at that as well, and we will need decisions to be made. Decisions won't be made at the town hall. They'll be made at a meeting. Is yet to be determined whether we're going to wait for the annual meeting in October or if we're going to have a special meeting to do that. But anyway, we'll explain all of that at the town hall. So it's important for people to participate, to come and listen, and also ask the right questions. I mean, there's no wrong answer, no wrong question. But really, we would like to have a good participation so that we can have as much input as possible, because we're looking for ideas as well.
Yeah. And Joel will be at that meeting, and will
our management will be there.
Yeah,
Cameron and Tyler,
he'll be explaining all this to you as well. I just wanted to point out the history of the club a little bit, Michel. Like there have been several infrastructure projects over the years, but there's really two main ones that the club was involved with. One was not really an infrastructure project. It was the bravery of the people in the late 1960s, one of whom was Dave Chillington's father, who decided to buy the club off Mort Kalin. Back then, it cost $400,000 when in the 60s, they had less than, I think, 150 members or something. These guys were courageous. They went ahead and they did it. I don't know how. $400,000 today is a lot. Back then, it was just like insurmountable. They did it. In the late 1980s, we had the fire that burned the main clubhouse. We had to build this facility. They not only built the facility, they put a second floor on, which has been controversial over the years, but I think we found a great use for it now, especially over the winter, the anniversary room. They did it. And now we face a third situation where we have a major infrastructure project. The building that we're talking about has been there. It has been retrofitted once, but the original building was put in there in 1962, 63. So it's a major decision we have to make. I urge you to be there, listen to what is being said, ask your questions, because we certainly want you to be informed about this. You don't want to be we're making major decisions. All of a sudden, where did this come from? You know where it's coming from now. So we wanted to give you that little tidbit.
Excellent.
So great news then. I heard we have good news financially, which is that's positive.
And we'll share with you, obviously, the details of where we're at financially. We'll fill you in onto the auditor's report for the previous year at the town hall as well, and to be voted on when we next meet, either a special meeting or at the annual meeting. But we'll give you that, and as John said, I think we have some good news to share with you guys, and you'll be happy to hear how we're doing so far this year.
Okay, before I let you go, is there anything else that you have to report on there?
No, I think have any questions for me?
No. I think for now this is good. I'll have you back at the end of the season, and we'll do a State of the Union and your focus for the following year. But we'll have some decisions that have been made, and we'll talk all about that. I wish you the best of luck. I know this is going forward. This is going to be a busy year for you.
Thanks, John.
And thank you for your service and everything you do for the club.
Thank you very much, John, for what you're doing for the club as well. You're spending a lot of time doing these, and we really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much. So now, that was a good interview. We talked about a lot of things. Most importantly, we'll hit on it again on June 9th. I kind of screwed up in the interview. I thought it was June 10th. It's June 9th at 7 o'clock, Monday night. We have a town hall. It's an important town hall. You heard it on the video. And so I hope you're all there. You'll get a good presentation on that night, a real complete presentation. Good news with Josh Marcotte. Maybe you can talk about that.
Yeah, our club champ, our reigning club champ. Won't see the parking spot filled very much this week because he's in British Columbia. Great accomplishment. Best of luck to the Carleton Ravens, and especially Josh. Great support from our club, wishing him well. As of the taping of this video, Josh has completed one round, and he had a tough front nine, amazing bounce back. He was 42-37, so 5 shots better on the back nine. I sent a little message to him last night, and he said the setup was very challenging, but he's putting well inside 10 feet, and he's on track, and he thinks he can go low today. So we wish him well. Good luck, Josh. Hopefully you get all 4 rounds in and make the cut. It's so neat to have him competing in a national championship, which also has some world amateur ranking points. So really, really special to be in such an esteemed event. Well, good luck, Josh, the rest of the way.
You know, I had the pleasure of interviewing Josh after the club championship last year. And when that guy's confident, and when he's got his confidence back, look out. I mean, he's just unbelievable. I mean, I talked to him about, you had this shot here, were you worried? Oh, no, I know he's going to make that. Oh, no, that was going in. Oh, no. Like, it was just shot after shot. I was going over with him. Oh, yeah, well, I wasn't worried about that. Like, it was the same guy, like, unbelievable. So I'm glad he's got his confidence back. I'm glad his putting is turning around on him. He's a great player, and we're lucky to have Josh here and the whole Marcotte family. All wonderful, wonderful.
If members want to follow along or get some updates, there is a link on the message of the day for the whole team. So we have Josh Marcotte, Ben Webb, Jaden Prue, who's also a former member at Carleton. So there's a link right on the message of the day. It goes right to Golf Canada. You can see how they're doing. So yeah, we're definitely wishing them all the best. And yeah, good luck to the team, to the Ravens.
So I gave these 2 guys heck today because we didn't have a pool for the Canadian Open. It's our Open, no pool. We got the U.S. Open. We got the Masters. Nothing for Canadian. Anyway, we can talk about the Canadian Open. Rory's going to be here. Who else? What are your thoughts on that? I'll let you 2 guys talk about it.
Yeah, you know what, the Canadian Open is it's certainly a very special place, and you know Cameron and I had the chance to go over to Hamilton last year to watch some of the play, and it was an amazing couple of days. This year at TPC Osprey Valley, what I've heard so far is that course is setting up quite difficult, so you know it's certainly going to bring out the best in a lot of the golfers. Rory is certainly a fan favorite. We got some amazing Canadian golfers who are going to be in there, including, just a little history, Cameron and I, when we were at Scarborough, one of our junior members at Scarborough qualified for the Canadian Open, Matthew Javier. So this is going back a little while back, but yeah, so some great talent who will be representing Canada at the club.
So what do you got?
Yeah, it should be an awesome event, new site for them, so the tour players won't know this course very well, but it'll stand up. It's a great layout. Nick Taylor played well last week. Let's see what he can do. And I'm also watching for individuals that didn't qualify for the U.S. Open. There's a few top players that just missed out. I believe Max Homa's in the field, just missed out on the U.S. Open. They've actually added the Canadian Open to their schedule because they'll need a win or close to it to qualify for the U.S. Open. So it's a really cool week and can't wait to watch.
What's the deal with Rory skipping the Memorial last week and just playing the Canadian?
I think it's a schedule. I mean, obviously some of the dates have changed, and I just don't think he wanted to play 3 in a row, right, with the Memorial, the Canadian Open, and then the U.S. Open. So neat that he's still committed to our event.
Yeah.
And putting that on the docket, right? He's won a few of them, so we'll take it. And Rory, keep coming to Canada.
Yeah, I guess Jack wasn't too happy about that. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, we have wonderful news. This man here has won the Ottawa Area Club Fitters Award for Callaway. And I can attest, I got my driver fitted with him, and even the ping guy said, yeah, I can't beat that. Congratulations, Tyler.
Thanks, John. Yeah, we're very proud, and it's not just myself; it's the entire team, Cameron and the other pros as well. So we were awarded Top 100 Club Fitters of the Year for 2024. So going back to last year's season, only 3 recipients in Ottawa actually received this award. So we're very proud to be one of the top 3 in Ottawa. Yeah, this is an amazing award to receive. And it just goes to show our commitment and our partnership with such a great company, which is Callaway. And they've treated us very well. They've treated Carleton very well. They're a great supplier to work with. And this is our second time that Carleton has won this. We won in 2022 and in 2024. So good. Yeah, it's been great. So thank you.
Well, I can also attest that you're also a good club fitter for ping. They should give you one as well. I got 2 ping clubs for this guy, and I'll tell you, if you want to get out of this rough, get yourself a 7-wood. Get yourself a 7-wood. It's an incredible club. I'm waiting for my 9-wood. That's even just as good. So
On its way.
It's on its way. So yeah, the ping clubs also are also outstanding. Okay, Pro Shop on Father's Day week eve, because next week we're going to be promoting Father's Day, but on the eve of the Father's Day, we've got some specials for you at the club, and I know a lot of people love these golf balls.
So we have, we are leading up to Father's Day, so you might have seen some social media ads over the last week or so. We had our Birdie Juice flasks that were advertised last week. This week we've started one of our biggest promos of the year through Strixon. From now leading up to Father's Day, all Strixon golf balls are buy 1 dozen, get 1 dozen free of any maker model. So that's a very, very popular. So we will run out of supply. I'm just letting you know right now, we generally do run out of supply. So if you're interested, get the Strixons in. Another promotion that we have going on right now is all our Puma clothing, men's and women's Puma clothing is all 15% off as well. And that's some great, we have some great supply in Puma. We have some great patterns and for both men and women. So so start your pre-Father's Day shopping now. We've got you covered. There's going to be a few more sales leading up to Father's Day. So some teasers into next week. Stay tuned. But you can start loading up on some golf balls if you want.
Yeah. Better get there before Jim Delahunty does, because we won't see any of these left. Okay, kitchen. let's talk about the kitchen. First of all, how's the survey going? Where are we going with that?
Yeah, survey, great option to still submit that. It's open until the 15th. We've had about 200 members fill it out so far. It continues to be a well-supported survey. We did launch it just a touch earlier this year, but we wanted to get the member feedback. We wanted to hear your voice and to just give us a little bit of time to, readjust and evaluate in season and make a few adjustments for the second half of the year. So open till June 15th, and we'll take all the results, look at the common themes, and evaluate some little changes and upgrades for the second half of the year.
What do you got on the menu today?
Taco-licious week, so thanks to Chef and Leanne, they put together a really neat theme, a little bit of Mexican flair this week. There's a pulled pork taco, there's a beef taco, chicken option, shrimp, with some really nice pico de gallo and pineapple salsas. They're fantastic, so look for that this week if you're interested in a taco or two.
That's fantastic, taco. It's good stuff. All right. What happened to our coffee machine at the halfway house? It was going so well. I had a coffee machine in April or May, and I was getting nice hot coffee, and then all of a sudden, no coffee, and then now we got pods. What's going on?
Well, it was fast, admittedly, but we did look at some member feedback. Leanne is committed to raising the level and the quality of her coffee operating system and the product. So she's bringing in some samples and working through that, and wanted to make the change right away. And with that, there's a little bit of equipment. So we're in the process of upgrading the quality of our coffee.
Okay. I know it's a long video. I'm just going to run through some of these dates. If you guys want to comment, let me know. June the 8th, we have the Soham Cup for the women. That's Sunday. I hope you had good weather. It wasn't last Sunday. I thought it was last Sunday. It was this Sunday. Last Sunday was a disaster in terms of weather, although people did play. June 9th, of course, as we mentioned, and I got it right now, 7 o'clock, town hall meeting, but also Senior Ryder Cup starts. That's a big event that happens during the week. June 13th, we have our wonderful dentist. They've been here as long as I've been here. It's got to be over 30 years. Like, you figure? 30?
About that, yeah.
It's got to be well over that. Anyway, that means it's a morning shotgun on Friday, June 13th. So get your times in. It's going to be an 8:30 shotgun. Some people have been asking, where's Learn to Love It? Well, it starts on the 14th as well. So that'll be Saturday. As does the intersectional qualifiers. They start on the 14th. Already halfway through June. Unbelievable. And of course, as I mentioned before, Father's Day, if there's no special event that day, you just bring your father here, or your fathers bring your children here, and you have a good day at Father's Day, and maybe stop in at the pro shop, because there might be something there for us to purchase. What do you think?
I think there'll be lots of options.
Hey, listen, talk about, I want to bring some guests in. What's the best way to do that? If I'm bringing 4 people, what should I do?
Well, if you're anytime you're bringing guests, as a book them in the lottery. So you can book your guests. So during COVID, actually, that's a good point. So some members might not even realize during COVID, we actually put a stop to booking guests in lotteries. So 2 years back, you actually now can book your guests in the lottery. So you can put in the request. Now, just be under, take into consideration we're going to probably have a lot of guests booking that day. So you know what? It's great to be able to get out to play maybe 18 holes, if not 9 holes. There's a lot of time throughout the day. So if you don't get your exact tee time, just be understanding that there's going to be a lot of people booking. So, but we will get everyone a tee time.
Yeah. Is it better to buy guest passes for them? Can you purchase those?
Sure, yeah. Guest passes have always been very popular. So you can buy it in packs of 5, whether it's 18 holes or 9 holes. You save a little bit of money, which is nice. So if you are planning to bring out groups of guests throughout the summer, a good recommendation is to prepay and get those guest passes. They don't expire, so even if you don't use them all up this year, you can use them next year, and it can save you a few dollars. Yeah, absolutely.
All right. So there you have it. We bring your family up for Father's Day. Any last words, guys? No? Okay, everybody. It's a long day. So until next week, everybody, play well. I'll sing that one. that one in.